Hi, my name is Binna Kim. I'm one of Clara Schumann's 10 composers. I am originally from South Korea. I wrote the piece Stacked Emotions for strings, piano, and choir. The first movement, we don't have choir in the piece, so it's just between strings and the piano. There's two different musical contrasting elements. First, I start very fleeting, free-spirited, whimsical, bubbly kind of piano passage with upper strings, and it taken over by the lower register on the piano as well as the lower strings like cello and bass, and it's quite conversational. So as you can imagine, it's conversation between wife and husband. You can interpret it in that way, and that was what I was imagining. So there was like some playful moment, almost like arguing, but almost like later in the piece, it's like something is agreed between them, and it just goes ascending scale and makes a little climactic moment how that piece ends. I wanted to find a woman's voice in Clara Schumann's lifetime. Then I stumbled upon Elizabeth Barrett Browning and found a lot of actually similarity between them. And from there, using the knowledge about Clara Schumann, I was pick and choosing the text from Elizabeth Barrett Browning. As a composer, it's quite challenging encountering a blank page, and having the text is quite exciting because it is having the roadmap where to get through. It kind of enlightens the direction that you need to go to. And also great poetry poems have that some rhythm and the sound and certain creating the atmosphere. So it's more beneficial for composers working with text. So the text I chose for the second movement is talking about love, which is so important in Clara Schumann's life. It's not only romantic love, but she was that devotion and dedication she poured into after Robert Schumann passed away for editing his music and publishing his music, and her motherly love for her 8 children, as well as her fellowship love with friends. And I think so love was a really important thing. So that's why I chose the second movement, What is Best in the World. It talks about nature, and it comes about truth and pleasure and love and to be loved. So I think that fits our theme of this year. The third movement is actually talking about child labor in England that was going on, but I actually took the excerpt from The Cry of Children from Browning's poem, and it has some part that children cry for God for help and for rest out of their misery, and I actually emphasized that part because knowing that Clara Schumann 4 of her children predeceased of Clara and Robert Schumann's kids, so I can only imagine what kind of struggle, sorrow that she needed to go through. So I actually captured the part that come rest with me. That's how I end the piece. In third movement, the last movement of the piece, almost as a voice of Clara Schumann that maybe she couldn't say, but come rest with me, oh my child, is how I end the piece. So that's why I kind of emphasize on that text. So choir, you will hear tonight, they repeat that verse quite many times. But I didn't want to end the piece as miserable or just sorrow, so I lift up a little bit, so hopefully we can feel that lightness.